nothing changes.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel. And man, I have been getting a lot of emails and messages and social media posts, Facebook group posts about the 50,000, which actually turned out to be 100,000 free listings that eBay provided last night. If you didn't see that video, go watch it. It's the last video on my channel. And basically eBay is giving you free insertion listings up to 50,000 per month through the rest of this month and into April next month, which is only like 7 days away. So essentially it could be 100,000 free, but no one's gonna be able to list that many. You'd have to list like one every like half a minute or something. So the question that I got was, what happens when we go over our listings? They're all free through next month, and then May 1st comes and I get charged with all the overage insertion fees. And it's a great question, but it's gonna lead me into my topic for this video, which is stop being a cheapskate seller, eBay, Amazon, whatever it is, seller. And I'm gonna explain to you what this means. And I'm glad this topic came up because I just did a live video with Steve Rakin and we talked about this. I'll link that video, both of the videos, last night's and Steve's, below so you can check them out later. But this is a great topic for tonight. Okay, the reason that it's a great topic is this. So let's say that you're somebody with a premium store, which is 1,000 free buy it now listings. And let's say that you're at about your 1,000 limit. You're close, you're like 950, 975. And so you're gonna go ahead and list and you're gonna hit your 1,000, you're gonna go over it. And let's say you're gonna go over, you're gonna crank listings out between now and the end of next month. You're gonna crank out 400 more listings, right? So you're gonna be at 1,400 listings, less whatever you sell, but let's just go on the 400 number. And normally with a premium store, those 400 listings going over your 1,000 are 10 cents a listing. So it's gonna cost you $40, if my math is right. I hope so. So your $40, let's say that May rolls around and they're gonna ding you $40 overage. But here's the thing, you now have 1,400 listings instead of 1,000 listings. So 400 additional listings. Let's clear out your 1,000, not get rid of them, but let's just forget about those for a second. If you just had 400 quality listings in your store, nothing else, just 400 listings, how many should you sell a day? Well, normally we talk about 1%, 0.5% to 1% a day. 1% would be 4 per day, 0.5% would be 2 per day. Let's just go off of that 2 per day, right? So that means in the next 30 days, and really it's 37 days, but let's just go 30 days, you're gonna sell 2 items a day on the 400 extra items. That's 60 items. And let's say you're just making a bare minimum profit of 10 bucks an item. Profit, 10 bucks an item, right? Probably selling them for $20, $25 an item. You're gonna do $1,200, $1,300 in sales and you're gonna profit $600 off of the excess sales of the extra 400 items at a cost of only $40 in insertion fees. Do you guys see how that works? I call this the old tactic, and somebody taught me this a long time ago. Stop tripping over dollars to pick up dimes. I'm sure a lot of you have heard the story and the meme or the old, what people thought was a wives' tale, but it's true. It cost Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos at this point more money for them to stop for 1 minute to pick up a $100 bill than to just keep working. If they were working and walking and doing whatever it is they do to make normal money, it would cost them more money to stop and pick up that $100 bill than to just leave it. You guys that are worried about tripping over dollars, you are tripping over dollars to save dimes. You're trying to figure out a way to save $40 a month by tripping yourself up over the $600 you could have made, right? You could have made $600 by spending that 40. Stop worrying about saving a few bucks that's gonna make you hundreds of dollars. Let's take it on a smaller level. Let's say you're somebody that's a basic store owner, you get 250 free listings for your $22 a month. Well, if you are right at that 250 and you decide to go over, you get charged, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's 25 cents a listing if you go over your listings on a basic store. I could be wrong, it could be 20, but I think it's 25 cents. And so let's say that you decide you're gonna go over by 100 listings, right? Which is gonna cost you $25 on top of your 22, which comes out to 47. Say you go a little higher, you cost yourself 50 bucks, right? It's $50 and you overspent by $25, $26, $27. Well, an extra 200, the 250 that you start with plus the extra 100 listings is gonna be 350 total listings. That extra 100 listings, if it just amounts to one sale every other day, you're gonna sell 15 extra items at a $10 profit again, is $150 profit that you spent an extra $22, $23, $25, $30 on. Here's another great tip. When you're going from basic to premium, the upgrade amount is around, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, it's 22 for the basic and it's 60 for the premium. So you're looking at about $38, right? And at 25 cents a listing, that means, and this is how you decide when to bump your store up, if we divide that out, it's about 152 listings above your 250. So that puts you right around the 400 mark. So if you are at 250 and you don't like to go over because you don't want to have that higher store level or pay insertion fees, bang out 150 listings while they're free. Get yourself to 375, 400, upgrade your store on May 1st or whatever day it ends, and then you're gonna pay $60 a month, but you're all of a sudden have, instead of 250 listings, you have 400 listings, 150 extra. That should result in at least one sale a day. That's 30 sales a month. 30 sales a month at $10 profit is $300 extra dollars, and the store only cost you 38 extra. That's like 8 timesing your money. So stop being a cheapskate eBay seller. Let me give you another example. I see these two examples all the time that people just wanna fight me on left and right. And way back in the day, I told everyone, and I was right. Let's say that you don't run promoted listings at all, or maybe you're just running promoted at the bare minimum 1%, which is okay. I recommend that, and I don't see a problem with 1%. But let's try this in desperate times, kind of desperate measures, right? Let's say that you normally sell $2,000 a month, right? $2,000 a month is your normal sales. Well, let's say that you put everything on promoted listings. And you do, let's say you're not doing any promoter right now, you do 1%. Well, 1% of $2,000 is only 20 bucks, right? 10% is 200, 1% is $20. So let's say that you're giving up that $20. How many additional sales do you need to pay for that promoted $20? Well, obviously just probably one, maybe two if you're selling cheap items. But remember, not every single item that sells is going to actually be purchased on promoted. So your 1% of $2,000 in sales is probably only gonna be about 1,000 or 1,500 of your sales that actually go out the door and promoted. So you're really only gonna spend $10 or $15. That guarantees that one sale will cover you for your promoted. But if your promoted ends up working in your favor, one sale every other day, you're gonna sell 15 items extra at $15, $20, again, $200 and $300, that cost you 15 bucks to sell. Another one that I see all the time, people don't want to run markdown sales, or they run it like during the holidays and never again. Markdown sales, let's say that you're doing 10% off, just a basic 10% off sale all the way through the week, Monday through Friday, Friday through Monday, 10% off your sales. So let's say that you're that person that does $2,000 in sales. You're giving up $200. Now this was an expensive one, I get it. You're giving up $200. But if your entire store is 10% off, you're gonna sell an extra 1, 2, 3 items a day, depending on your inventory levels. Somebody doing $2,000 in sales probably has several hundred items, 500, 700 items. They should sell an extra 1 or 2 a day. Let's just say they sell an extra 2 a day at $10 profit. That's 20 times your 30 days is 600 in profit, and you only gave up 10% on the rest of the margins, right? Again, you're still ending up more positive than you are negative. Now, the markdown manager is a little bit more extreme because you're giving 10%, 15% off, as opposed to promoteds adding 1%. If you're somebody that does 1%, maybe making it 2 or 2.5 and giving up just a 1 or 1.5%, much different than taking 10 and 15% off the price, right? So markdown seems to work better, and here's why. Customers can see the markdown manager, and so they see that it's on sale and their brain works that way. The promoted, they can't see. That's just eBay's algorithm moving you. So yes, it's cheaper to bump your promoted than it is to give them 10 and 15% off, but the 10 and 15% off seems to be more effective. So kind of play with them, but at least do them. Stop being cheap. Now on the other side of it, for your store level and your listings, if you don't have items up in front of people, you're never going to sell. And that percentage is so low of your sales. If we're talking about spending an extra $30 or $40 a month versus what you're selling, you're talking about 0.5%, 1% or less of your entire business just to be able to have all those listings up. Again, if you have 250 listings and you're gonna go up to 400 listings and you're gonna spend an extra $37 or $38, then you're talking about, if you're doing sales of $2,000, you're talking about, 1.5%, 2%. So much, much lower to do those sort of things. But stop being a cheapskate. Stop worrying about spending pennies to make dollars, because you have to spend money to make money. You have to. And some of the time our spending money is spending time, sweat equity. That means putting in the time to social media, putting in the time to, market ourselves on Facebook and Instagram and make a YouTube channel and make videos or post our stores out to everyone. Sometimes that's sweat equity rather than actual cash equity. So keep that in mind as well. Finally, the last thing, a lot of people, I've gotten messages, people love our 2020 program, $19 social media program. Again, both linked below. But let's think about, if you buy a 2020 package from me, $20, it only takes you one item, maybe two items to pay for that, right? There's hundreds of items in that package that you could learn to sell that you may not be selling right now or maybe passing on. You just got to learn one of them and it pays for itself. You're investing in yourself. And the best part about mine is it's one time. You don't have to do it month after month like these other things. The other great thing is there could be other platforms you're not using. There could be social media you're not using. You get one sale on one of those platforms with no fees or low fees, you've paid for it. Another one comes to mind is List Perfectly, the cross-listing platform. You pay $29 a month. I'll link List Perfectly and the ladies down there below as well. And you pay $29 for a month that you're selling, you've got 500 items on eBay and you don't have any of your clothing over on Poshmark or vice versa. And you decide to spend the $29 and all of a sudden you take your 500 items, you put them on the other platform and you sell just a couple $100 over on Posh, nothing major. You only paid $29 and a little bit of time to put them all over, but people are like, I can't spend the $29. Can't spend the $29. Or you can't afford to not spend it because now you've made an extra $400 or $500. So lesson for tonight, stop being a cheapskate. Spend the money, invest it in yourself, invest in your business, and it will grow. It's the only way to grow. If you don't, you're gonna stay right where you are. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out the description box for all those links. Last night's video about the 50,000, 100,000 free listings, the video live show from today over on Steve's channel where we discuss this a little more and keeping a positive mindset, and also links to both of my packages below, the 2020 reseller and social media training and the $19 expert reseller social media growth tool to grow a following, to grow sales, to grow customers and a network. Both well worth the money. Invest in yourself, guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow.